I represent from midnight to high noon.
What's up, everybody? It's Tim, High Noon's Vinyl. You recognize this guy?
Howdy.
Been a minute, right? But today is Super Bowl Saturday for us record collectors. It's the Olympics. It's the World Series. It's everything wrapped up all into one. It's Record Store Day. So this year we kind of kept it a little local and went out to Park Ave CDs and more. They're here in Orlando. They've been around for 40 years. One of the early adopters. In fact, they were part of the first Record Store Day. The shop there is always hustling and bustling, even when it's not a record store day. They get musical acts to come in and perform. I mean, it's a big deal in the community. Oliver decided he wanted to go with me this year as well.
Because I'm getting more into like music and stuff.
Yep, he's starting to develop his own tastes and things like that. So he wanted to go, kind of experience it all, and it was going to be an easy one because I didn't have to camp out. The way Park Ave does it is you register for a lottery, and the lottery gets you a random pick to a reserved time slot. Now, the reserved time slot is like a 20-minute window. They recommend you get there 10 minutes beforehand. And what they did this year is they printed out, or had you print out, if you didn't, they had several copies there. And it was kind of like the menu. What did you want? And they do this because the store is so full of inventory. It would take almost a month of moving everything back and forth to prepare for the Record Store Day inventory. And then this way you don't get it all beat up by hands and stuff like that. You know, you always see that, and that last one, or you come in a couple days later and it looks like it's been through hell. It also prevents the grabbing and over the shoulder and stuff like that. So it's a smart way to do it. Problem is that when time you get in, you got some time to kill. So our time was, they opened at 8. Our time was 9:20 to 9:40. We were probably walking in just about 9:40. And there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people in there.
I mean, around an estimate, it's like 50 to 75 people.
Oh, no, it was probably a good 125 at least. Now, keep in mind, they were doing block. Like, our block was about 50 people.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant by like
50, the
75.
block. I got you. Okay.
But in total, probably like close to 200.
Easily. But if you've ever been to Park Ave, their aisles are a little narrow. They do have more space. They just kind of took over I think a cafe or a bakery had left, and they were like, we'll take that. So they're expanding, and rightfully so. So filled out our wants. We turned in our menu or our whatever, and now we just had to wait to hear my name be called and then get in the line to pay.
So we kind of just started looking around and whatever. Like,
yep. So he wasn't interested in anything in the list. It was really just
for him.
Yeah, the list was more me because, like I said, he's still building and stuff like that. But there is somebody he's really interested in right now.
Somebody. And
he ran right to that section. So this is Oliver's first record he's ever picked out.
First record.
This is his Kendrick Lamar's Damn. Now, so Kendrick Lamar is having what an incredible year, right? You know, you talk about the Not Like Us situation and the beef with Drake. You talk about the Super Bowl, and then the release of GNX, which we may be showing soon. But
oh yeah, also Euphoria came out this year.
Well, that was part of the whole Kendrick and Drake beef. So he's been kind of spreading out his interests a little bit more. And he's been hearing some of the songs off Damn and was really interested. So
that got me hooked on another song from Damn, DNA.
Oh yeah, DNA. And then Humble was another one that you were liking.
Yeah.
But if this one is the one where Kendrick Lamar won a Pulitzer Prize. He is the only musical artist who is not a classical or jazz performer to ever win the Pulitzer Prize for music, and he did it because of this album, Damn. So this one I felt would be a great choice, but I let him, it was his decision. He's also into Michael Jackson. He's been starting to get into Tyler, the Creator. And
I haven't heard that many Tyler, the Creator songs. I mean, I've heard 2, but
Right.
I really like his voice and like his art style.
Sure.
I think he's a pretty good artist. So
That was his choice. He wanted to show it, so let's move on.
and the back just
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
and this is actually the cover for the Damn backwards edition. So if you know the trick of this album, there is a version of this, very hard to find, where the tracks are in reverse order. If you don't know the trick of this album, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but maybe you should check it out.
probably gonna play it right after this video. So
So we continue to look. Obviously, we had a lot of time, and one that I had been wanting to get, and I wasn't quite sure if it had been back in stock, and that was Doechie's Alligator Bites Will Heal. Never Heal, excuse me. So Doechie is a rapper out of Tampa. She's been having an incredible year. Won a Grammy for this album. I feel it's more of a mixtape than an album. Most of the songs come in about 2.5 minutes, some even shorter. But the big one on this one that a lot of people have heard, Denial is a River.
I've heard that name before, but just haven't heard the song.
You trust me, if you put it on, you'd probably you'd have heard it. So again, Doechie, this is her first vinyl release. She did a mixtape before this. I'd love to see that get pressed. But this got her signed to Top Dog Entertainment, which is the same label that Kendrick Lamar was on before he started PD Lang.
And also still the parental
Yep.
thing.
So, but was very happy to see this get back in stock. If you're a hip hop fan and you have not listened to this, definitely want to check this out. This is absolutely fantastic. So you can put that over on the table. And then I was wandering through their used selection, and in their newly arrived, they had this beauty from Max Roach. We Insist. This is the Freedom Now suite. You've got Abby Lincoln, Booker Little, Coleman Hawkins, Michael Olatunji. I'm sure I just butchered that name. This is a reissue on Wax Time, but been wanting to pick this one up for a minute and saw it at a steal. And now the stuff that was on the list, the stuff that I ordered, the stuff that when they called my name and said, "Tim, your order's ready," I went, "Woohoo! I'm a winner!" So this is what
you get a paper record.
Yep, this is what took me into the store today. So this is the double 7-inch collection from De La Soul. It's a kind of a companion to the recently reissued Grind Date. So this has 2 additional cuts, Bigger and Respect, along with 2 instrumental tracks for Rock, Cocaine Flow, and The Future. So on a gatefold now, I just have cracked open the seals to inspect the vinyl, see what was good and neat and fun. Nothing special there, but I will try to take out here so you can at least check out the labels. So that's what they look like. So
that's pretty cool.
Again, De La Soul's been having quite the resurgence since gaining control back of their masters. And I recently thought I've seen that for newer projects, they have signed with Mass Appeal. And it's possible that they could be having something come out. So one of the other ones I was very excited about was Stone Temple Pilots. This is live in New Haven. This was done right around the release, or right after the release of Purple. So this would have been first 2 albums. There's your track listing if you want to kind of pause and get a good look at that. So I'm a huge Stone Temple Pilots fan, and I never actually got to see Weiland live. So when I see live stuff, I'm kind of a little intrigued by it. And this is done on some really cool
Ooh, I like that.
purple wax.
Oh, pinkish purple, if you would.
Yeah.
Kind of pretty nice.
Kind of fits the theme of the purple release and things like that. So
Yeah.
very excited to check this one out. I felt there was a lot of live albums this time, and I was happy to pick them up, at least that one. And then the last one that I picked up, which was probably my biggest want, was the Yes. This is the Live at the Rainbow, London, England,
Dang, there's
December
songs on
16th,
this.
1972. This would have been right around the close to the Edge era. So it's a 3-album set, 5 sides of music. Quick math, I think, put it at a little over 90 minutes. I mean, what else could you want? I've Seen All Good People, Heart of the Sunrise, they do Close to the Edge. Excerpts from Six Wives of Henry V, Roundabout, Yours Is No Disgrace, Starship Troopers. Fantastic stuff. And this, like I said, is a 5-sided. I'll pull out. That is disc 1. I believe I have disc 3. Yeah, there's disc 3. So there's your labels right there. But on the 6th side, if I can do it right, we did an etching. Nice little etching of the Yes logo at the time, and then kind of like shadowing all around. So
it kind of looks like almost like a tile, if you would.
yeah, I guess it kind of does look like a tire. So that's the etching on side 6. Always cool to see that stuff. I would have liked more music, but that's beside the point. I mean, you know, it's cool. So, but there you have it. But that was it. That was the haul. That was the what got us up semi early. Like I said, it was nice that we didn't have to camp out because we didn't.
It got used up semi early. I was up at like 5. I usually am.
It was nice to not have to camp out and take advantage of that. I do miss the camping out. But I will say that Park Ave is a huge record store in the area as far as for business and foot traffic. So the fact that they do it this way, parking is scarce. It's not like they have their own parking lot or a parking lot they can really do a lot of things in. They did do some nice things. They had some vendors out there, you know, a coffee, donuts. They were screen printing teas for the day for like $20 a pop. At the end of the day, it was a great experience. It was a great experience for him to experience it this way. He was almost a full trooper. He did have to go sit down after. We were just waiting. We were waiting what felt like forever. So from the time we walked in to the time we paid, honestly, 90 minutes, and that's waiting for my record store day order to be pulled. It still was fun. It was still a lot of good people, very kind and gracious. Everybody tried to move out of everybody's way.
I mean, and it wasn't even that bad because like I got attacked by dog kisses.
No, that's right. You got to pet a dog while you're outside.
Yeah, so that's fine.
But all in all, a great day. So hopefully everybody had a fun record store day if you went out and you found everything you're looking for. I do have a lot of couples that I've been meaning to show, and it's been a crazy few weeks, right? It's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things happening here at the house, but I'm hoping that today and the record store day, it's the start of a new season here. So I'm hoping we're going to get back into the swing of things. So with that being said, hey, what are you doing? So with that being said, Tim, High Noons Vinyl, your friendly neighborhood vinyl guy, we're out. Let's go play some of those new records, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Talk to you soon. Love you all. Peace.